Welcome back to Narcissism Freedom. This message is for the person who felt that moment of fear when the narcissist tried to use blackmail against you. When they threatened to expose something, twist your story, distort your character, or weaponize your past, it did something deep inside your nervous system. Your heart raced. Your thoughts scattered. You may have felt frozen, trapped between protecting yourself and protecting your peace. But you must understand this truth clearly. Their blackmail was never a reflection of your weakness. It was a reflection of their fear. Blackmail is not the weapon of someone who feels secure. It is the weapon of someone who feels control slipping through their hands. Narcissists survive by controlling perception. They carefully build an image. They construct narratives. They manipulate how others see them, and they manipulate how you see yourself. As long as they can influence your emotions, they believe they still own a part of your identity. But the moment you begin to detach emotionally, the moment you stop seeking their approval, their entire illusion begins to crack. They sense this shift before you even say a word. They notice your silence. They notice your calm. They notice that you no longer react the way you used to. And this terrifies them, because your emotional independence is the one thing they cannot control. Blackmail becomes their emergency measure. Their last attempt to re-establish dominance. Their last attempt to pull you back into fear. Narcissists study your vulnerabilities with precision. During the relationship, they paid close attention to your insecurities, your mistakes, your private moments, and your pain. They pretended to care. They pretended to understand. But in reality, they were gathering leverage. They were collecting emotional ammunition for the day you would begin to outgrow them. And when that day comes, when they feel you slipping beyond their reach, they use those same vulnerabilities as weapons. They hope their threats will trigger panic. They hope fear will make you obedient again. They hope shame will silence you. Because shame is one of their greatest tools. Shame keeps you quiet. Shame keeps you doubting yourself. Shame keeps you from stepping fully into your freedom. But what they never anticipated was your awakening. You see, something has changed within you. You are no longer the same person who once tolerated their manipulation. You are no longer emotionally dependent on their approval. You have begun to see through the illusions. You have begun to recognize the patterns. And most importantly, you have begun to reclaim your power. Their blackmail reveals something they never wanted you to see. It reveals their desperation. It reveals their insecurity. It reveals their loss of control. A narcissist only uses blackmail when they realize they can no longer control you through charm, guilt, or emotional manipulation. It is the collapse of their preferred methods. It is the exposure of their true nature. And here is the deeper truth. Blackmail only has power if you believe their threats define your worth. But your past does not define your future. Your mistakes do not erase your identity. Your humanity is not something to be ashamed of. Every person has lived, learned, struggled, and grown. The narcissist wants you to believe that your past makes you powerless. But in reality, your survival makes you powerful. They fear your voice. They fear your clarity. They fear your independence. They fear the moment you fully realize that their threats cannot control your destiny. Because once fear loses its grip on you, they lose their influence completely. This is why many narcissists escalate when they sense your emotional detachment. They may become more aggressive. They may attempt intimidation. They may spread lies, distort facts, or create confusion. These tactics are not signs of strength. They are signs of collapse. They are the behavior of someone trying to maintain control over something they have already lost. There is also a psychological truth unfolding beneath the surface. Narcissists project their own shame onto others. They carry deep internal insecurity, but instead of confronting it, they attempt to transfer that discomfort onto you. Blackmail is their attempt to make you carry emotional weight that was never yours to carry. They want you to feel exposed, vulnerable, and small so they can feel powerful again. But something remarkable happens when you stop reacting with fear. Their weapon begins to lose its power. Their threats begin to weaken. Their influence begins to dissolve. Because control only survives through emotional reaction. When you reclaim your emotional center, their control collapses. There is also a spiritual dimension to this experience. Darkness always attempts intimidation before it loses its influence. Fear is often the final illusion before freedom. The narcissist senses your transformation. They sense your strength rising. They sense your detachment. And this creates panic within them. What they are truly afraid of is not exposing you. What they are truly afraid of is losing access to you. Losing access to your energy. Losing access to your emotional reactions. Losing access to your presence. Because your presence gave them a sense of power they could not create on their own. Your silence is powerful. Your peace is powerful. Your detachment is powerful. And your refusal to live in fear is the ultimate act of freedom. You must also remember this. Truth has a way of surfacing over time. Authenticity carries a frequency that cannot be permanently suppressed. Lies require constant maintenance. Manipulation requires constant effort. But truth stands on its own. The narcissist fears exposure because their entire identity depends on illusion. Your healing is the greatest threat to their control. Your clarity is the greatest threat to their manipulation. Your peace is the greatest threat to their chaos. And this is why their blackmail was never the end of your story. It was the turning point. It was the moment you began to see clearly. It was the moment you realized that fear was the final chain keeping you emotionally bound. And once you saw that chain, you began to break it. You are not powerless. You are not trapped. You are not defined by their threats. You are defined by your resilience. You are defined by your courage. You are defined by your willingness to rise beyond fear and reclaim your identity. Every moment you choose peace over panic, you weaken their influence. Every moment you choose clarity over confusion, you strengthen your freedom. Every moment you choose yourself, you step further into the life you were always meant to live. The narcissist may attempt to intimidate you. They may attempt to create fear. But fear only survives if it is fed. And you are no longer feeding it. You are awakening. You are reclaiming your emotional sovereignty. You are stepping beyond their reach permanently. If this message found you, it is not by accident. You are not alone in this experience. You are not weak for feeling fear. But you are strong for continuing to move forward despite it. Their blackmail was never proof of your weakness. It was proof of your strength. Because the moment they resorted to blackmail was the moment they realized they could no longer control who you are becoming. And who you are becoming is free.